would like to ask everyone other than the 1975 team, as well as the other cricket West Indies legends, for all of the rest of us to stand in this room and to pay them the tribute that they deserve. Thank you very much. I asked you to do that because the older I get, the more I realize that we take so much for granted. And that we need sometimes to show the way and to speak to the way. And in a very real sense, I want to thank Chris and Kishore for their speeches and to thank them for removing from me the obligation of being hard on policy tonight. But it is important that you understand why I'm here, and you will forgive me at the end of the ceremony for leaving because I have a constituency event to which I was committed before. But when I understood when they came, Chris and Kishore came to visit me a few weeks ago, what was being planned, and that Barbados was being given the honor to be the location from which to say thank you and to celebrate these giants of West Indies cricket, giants of West Indies civilization, I had a duty to be present. When I delivered the Frank Worrell Memorial Lecture a few years ago, I indicated then that I was but a 9-year-old at primary school in Belleville, at Maryville Preparatory, or as we would call it, Miss Carrington School. And on a Wednesday afternoon, just as we were in lunch, we had a little transistor radio. And when we realized what was happening, we hid away from the rest and listened to Mr. Murray, Ambassador Murray. So Andy, in that last partnership, last wicket partnership, that allowed us to see Sir Clive do what he did in the finals. Because without that, we would not have qualified. I carry you back there with me because I understood as a young girl who the giants of this region were. And I understood that we belonged to something great, and that we could do things even when people didn't expect it of us. So Clive reminded me just now that the majority of the team that he led on that occasion was 20, in the early 20s. And I then reminded him that one of the things that we seem to have forgotten, because as fervently as I listened to that game, I remember finding excuses to stay up at night months later when West Indies was playing Australia in Australia, and when we got the beating of our lives 5-1, and that is forever stuck in my memory, because thereafter, as Sir Clive would recall again, a person at one point who reached the age of 17 years old as a human being, a West Indian, would never have known what it was to have seen the West Indies team lose.